And what up, everybody? Welcome back to Furrow Publications YouTube channel. This channel talks about zines and DIY publishing. And a lot of times we talk about the creative process. It is kind of like a vlog where I just talk about the shit that I'm up to and what's going on with me. Today I want to talk about the way I function, the way I work. And it's kind of crazy. Some people have actually said you must just like to work. Like you just enjoy working. And I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know necessarily. I guess it goes down to semantics. Like, what do you define as liking to work? I like to do stuff. I can't just do nothing. I did nothing in a cell for many years. And even in the cell, I was always reading, writing, and working out and just doing things. Like, I never just sat in my cell, which I would catch myself doing sometimes, sitting in a cell and thinking about how my life should have been, how my life could have been, and then shaking myself out of it and being like, it doesn't fucking matter. That's not what panned out. You got arrested, you went to jail, you're doing X amount of years, and then you'll get out. But that's something that I've carried with me my whole life. I don't ever like to sit down and think about what could have been, what should have been, and daydream about shit. I don't like doing it, and I don't do it. Anytime I catch myself doing that, for those few moments, I fucking shake out of it. And I think it's something common and normal that a lot of human beings do. I think it's more prevalent in prisons. I think people that are in jail like to fabricate what they hope their life would have been, but it doesn't matter what you hope, right? What you do dictates the life you'll live in the end. Now, I'm always one of those people like, do I believe that if you work hard, you can make something happen? I absolutely believe that. As an anarchist, and this idea of like the individual still being powerful and being able to do what they gotta do. Good Lord, my coffee machine is loud. But with that being said, I still understand off the back that there are systems put in place to filter out the more radical thinkers and the more radical thoughts. But that's why it's so crazy to me that Furrow Publication, as small as it is working. The things that I'm doing through Furrow Publication bring me joy, bring other people joy, and not only sustainable but profitable. But the problem with something like that, with someone like me and my characteristics, is that it just means go harder, do more, don't stop, don't slow down. Because one good thing gives you energy to do the next good thing. Right? And like, as crazy as this sounds, and I know I've been saying this for as long as I've been vlogging, like, shit is working, man. Like, this shit is clicking. One of the only things that I'll say that just never clicked, it never got where it needs to be, is the fucking vending machine. Like, that shit is still stuck in here, and I've been trying to get that somewhere. I've been trying pretty rough these last 3 weeks, and it's just like, you know, California's fucking blowing up with the COVID Delta variant. A lot of people in my area are getting sick. And so it's that point of like who knows, man? That vending machine, that shit might be here for a whole fucking another year before it goes out. But like I said, like nonetheless, like everything else has been panning out, it has been working, and that gives me motivation and momentum to do the next things. And that's why I understand when something doesn't work out and then people just stop. Like, I get that. Because the energy you get isn't kinetic, doesn't make you want to keep going. But a lot of times it just depends on people's valuation of success. If I'm being dead ass serious, right? Shout out to the homegirl Drazy. But if I'm being dead ass serious, like, I never thought I'd get to 570 subscribers on YouTube. Like, that wasn't something that I had ever fathomed, right? Because I'm, like I said, I've always said, and this is absolutely true, I don't even have that many fucking friends in life. You know what I mean? So the idea that 570 people will subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch the videos, fucking crazy. So that success in itself, the idea that people actually cared and wanted to watch it, and for a long time, my family and friends didn't even realize I had a YouTube channel. So since the beginning, the majority of the people that are following me on YouTube were people that I did not know, people that just genuinely cared about zines. It was empowering. I enjoyed that. Same thing with the zines. I remember Superhero Kim, the first issue, I sold the first 50 that I printed. And back then I was getting them done at a print shop. And so like, I didn't think I was going to sell out of those. I thought that was going to be one of those things where like I would have a bunch laying around the house. You know, and it's that point of like, Like, you have to gauge honestly where you're at to give yourself an honest depiction of a success or a failure. Being able to be honest with yourself and continuously gauge it appropriately to your capabilities as well as possibilities, like that's important, because if not, you're gonna drain your own energy setting yourself up for failure. Like, I know a bunch of people that have tried YouTube, they do it for a week or two, they don't get the results they expect, they don't go viral, and then they stop. But I think that's the problem in itself as well, right? That the social media platform has really created this idea of like a lottery. And it's a wrong perspective. As a creative person, like, you should be just first and foremost want to create, right? And then secondly, monetize the things you create so that you can continuously create more things, right? But in the end of the day, like, even that is a part of that process of creation, right? Like, people always tell me like what do you want to do in life? And I tell them honestly, I'm doing exactly what I want to do in life. I'm making films, right? Low budget, homemade DIY films, but I'm making them. Want to make comics, publish comic books, my comics and other people's comics. Guess what? I fucking do that already. So the point isn't, can I do what I want to do in my life? I'm doing that. But I would love to scale it up. And in doing so, just do bigger, better projects. And I've talked about that before. But it all starts with wanting to create first. And I think that a lot of people nowadays are wanting to win the lottery, and so they create. And that's a very different mindset. And it's a very bad mindset. Because a lot of this, it's a marathon. It takes time to build your stamina. It takes time to train, to be able to edit, to be able to speak to the camera more fluidly. I tell people all the time, go back to my first videos, man. The lighting was horrible. The angles was horrible. I didn't know what the hell to say. The editing was slow. It was drawn out, right? A lot of mistakes. It was a long process to get here. But I was continuously gauging where I was at and setting myself real expectations and real limits for me as a creative. And I think that that's important, especially if you're a DIY creative, right? Because school kind of does that for the more traditional kind of folks. But if you're a DIY creative like me, you need to set those terms for yourself. And that's it. That's all I have for today, man. I really want to talk about that concept of like, it's dangerous to set yourself up with just like unrealistic expectations, because that energy in the beginning will lead you to just keep going and keep moving forward. And that's kind of where I'm at, where like the more that I've done that has worked, the more that it has caused me to just go out and do fucking more. Like, now if I was telling you guys the shit that I'm doing for publication on a daily basis, you guys would be like, how? Like, how do you do this shit? I do it smiling, man. I do it laughing. I do it having a good time. So, you know what I mean? It's really important to set real goals and real expectations that factor in your capabilities plus your areas of opportunity, and how you can mix the both to get to a next level, next level, next level. Just my 2 cents, you guys. That's what you tune in for. All right, you guys. Besides that, man, go ahead, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe, I don't know. Hold your breath. Lights.